Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
This is Radio.
Back again for number 10. Join Big B, DK, and Mike Jolitz for all the hot topics, weird news, and shenanigans. It's Cave Crew Radio, Season 10 at cavecrewradio.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe, tomorrow would be the last day of September. My name is DK. Big B is here with me amidst the flood of ages.
Hi there.
You got a massive flood going on there in New York, or is that your epicenter?
Yes, we will talk about that at the epicenter.
Okay. Never know what to do. Great show coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We got Twitter shits. We got Mike Reads the News. We got news. We got Talking FLA. And ladies and gentlemen, Choo Choo Frank AI will decipher the story of the missing jet.
I'm quite curious about Choo Choo Frank. I've never heard of Choo Choo Frank before.
Nor of any of us. And I got to preview the video, and I must say it leaves me with more questions. So I think it's just a grand circle. Grand circle. So
As
what
it
do you got
usually
going
is.
on? What's that?
As it usually is.
Yeah, it always is. It's like a conundrum. But I'm excited for Twitter shits. It's always my favorite. So what's going on there? You said you wanted to talk about something on the pre-show.
So originally there was a wrestling event at my younger son's school tonight.
Right.
And the kids were going, and my sister-in-law is going, and all of this. So originally I assumed that I just got back from dropping them off, and I assumed that I wouldn't be drinking tonight. I would be the epicenter of all things sober cave crew. But,
which is strange in our world.
Right. Well, very strange. I think even when I had root canal, I was still drinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you need that when you have a root canal.
Well, I was on antibiotics and I was still drinking. But so my wife said, I told my wife, I said, all right, so no drink of the week this week because I got to be, I have to drive later on. I have to pick everybody up, so I can't drink. She goes, no, because now this is my opinion. She didn't say anything, but because this infringed on her segment of the show, she said, no. They will call an Uber to get home. You can drink.
So after you messaged me and said there will be no drink of the week, we have yet another shocking announcement.
There will be a drink of the week.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have decided for this week that the TikTok simulcast will only be for the pre-show. So, if you want to see us, you got to go to cavecrewradio.com or search Cave Crew Radio YouTube or Facebook.
So that means that the Chinese Communist Party can't watch us.
Yeah, we're on 4 views already on TikTok, though. We're hoping to gain popularity. Problem is they can't see you or the show. They're just seeing me here. They hear the audio, though. They do hear the audio.
Oh, they see you? They don't see what's on the screen here, like the banner and all that?
Yeah, I'll share it with you later. It's okay. I just have a camera facing on myself here. Hello, Angie, in TikTok. Please follow and share the show. Anyway, you've got, about 5 minutes, and then we're off. And you got to go to YouTube. You got to search Cave Crew Radio. Link in bio. I'm just trying something new. energize this show to the next level using the tools that the modern population uses.
Right. See,
Yeah.
I thought that was a new connection with Be Live, that it was going to be TikTok. I didn't realize
No, I
it
wish
was
that
you setting up your camera or your phone, I guess, to show yourself on
Yes.
TikTok.
No, I've got it on the computer. I'm going to kill it after the pre-show.
Mhm.
Just a little teaser. But I had to use a different camera. It picks up your audio,
Okay.
but not what we're watching on
Right.
the show.
But this means now you are officially an influencer.
We're not there yet. And now they're telling me that my live may contain themes that are not suitable for younger audiences. I never said it was. Damn Chinese.
It's the Chinese Communist Party, I tell you. They are now spying on us. They
Yeah.
are going to use us as a vessel to infiltrate the world of podcasting.
Yeah, tell people, we got 3 minutes. Tell people what you really think about TikTok.
I can't fucking stand TikTok and anybody that's on TikTok. It is the lowest common denominator for intelligence. It's really the shallow end of the gene pool, because all of these idiotic trends where you eat soap and Tide Pods and drink, rubbing alcohol, it all starts in TikTok.
Yeah.
So I'm praying that one of these stupid TikTok trends wipes out everybody.
Oh, geez. Well, that gets us off to a good start here on TikTok.
I fucking hate TikTok.
It's all right, folks. We're leaving you soon. It was all just a test because I am always looking for the next big thing.
The next big thing.
I'm hoping that people gift us, but I don't see any gifts yet. I see views, but I don't see gifts.
TikTok gifts.
Gifts, like they send you diamonds, and you don't know about it, but
I'm not on like I said, I'm not on TikTok, and I never will be. I thought you meant gifts as a GIF, like the like little animated
gifts,
things.
like they send you diamonds and roses, and you get money, and they share the stream, and you get more popular. And I'm just trying. I'm trying to elevate us to a different level.
So it's like social media Second Life. You are now trying to get Linden or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah, Linden is correct.
So you are now trying to get the TikTok equivalent of Linden.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to sign off on TikTok. I want to strengthen our single. Oh, Christine, thank you for joining the show. Please share the show. Gift us if you like. We're Cave Crew Radio. Google cavecrewradio.com if you'd like to see a full theater production and enjoy yourself tonight. Get off TikTok.
Theater.
Cavecrewradio.com.
A full theater production.
Well, I mean, much better than what I'm doing. So I've ended this, and 6 total views. Good start.
And you're only on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so just a test, and instantly our signal should get stronger. All right, we're gonna go live. We got a lot going on. Big B is added to the agenda, so we're gonna kick it right now. I'll turn the radio on, and once I turn that on, I go to here, and
the show is about to start. Right, we have liftoff in 3, 2, 1. Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go. CaveCrewRadio.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being man.
I mean, we got to solve yes, we want to get into which I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of The Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clavin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I am live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario. Wondering about the magic number 2. The magic number 2, ladies and gentlemen, that sends us into the postseason in Toronto. But enough of that. We are live on Cave Crew Radio. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. And we are available wherever podcasts can be found. And it's great to be with you. I thought it was the last day of September, but that's not until tomorrow. We have a great show for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you listen to the pre-show, you don't need a membership. You don't need to pay. You just got to log in early on YouTube or Cave Crew Radio or on Facebook or cavecrewradio.com. And you'll see we were testing a broadcast on TikTok, which my friend doesn't really like. But we got a big show. We got a double feature Mike Jolitz for you ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We got Choo Choo Frank AI and much, much more. But before we get to any of that...
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urine Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, and always the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of all things biblical monsoon downpours.
And where is this coming from?
I have no idea. Last weekend, it's been raining here literally since last Saturday. Last Saturday and Sunday was the tropical storm. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it had come up and we were affected Saturday and Sunday. We've been having rain showers throughout the week. I think yesterday it was sunny. It was like the first day it was sunny yesterday. And then today, all of a sudden, I wake up this morning and, you got to get the kids ready to get out to school. It is pouring. I figured, all right, it's pouring, whatever. We get the car, take them to school, whatever. I figured it would stop. It didn't. It poured we got, I believe, 8 inches of rain.
That's a lot of rain.
It is a fuck ton of rain.
Because I believe like a month ago, we got about 3 inches, maybe 4. I might be exaggerating. Oh my God. People were flooded and fields were flooded and ditches were raised high. I can't imagine 8 inches.
It was, I mean, it's just now like slowing down and stopping. It's been all freaking day long. And I sent you a video. I'm going to pull it up here.
I remember seeing it. I'll bring it on screen, but
Yeah, I'll pull it up here.
the subways were flooding.
So I don't know if you, let me see if we can make this out here.
It's not, and this is not you.
No, this is somebody that filmed this in Brooklyn.
Yeah. My wife said earlier tonight, she said, how close is Big E to Brooklyn? I said, well, he's in Queens.
So there you go. That car is underwater, basically.
So that recently happened in like Halifax, where I went on a vacation. What is you and I still refuse to acknowledge global warming? What is happening?
I don't know. This just came out of nowhere. Everywhere was flooded. Luckily here we remained dry in the house, but everywhere. I mean, the subways were suspended for the most part. Now, if the subways get suspended in New York City, the entire city shuts down.
Right.
The subways were suspended. My wife had to take an express bus home, and even that was slow trying to get through Manhattan and into Queens. I don't know where this came from. I don't know what it's from. I don't believe there's a tropical storm anywhere because it just passed last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know where this came from, but it was biblical. It was literally biblical here in the city.
8 inches, ladies and gentlemen,
8 inches of rain.
Almost a foot of rain. Who are you looking at if Mrs. B is at wrestling?
She is not. She is here. That's why I have a drink of the week, which is.
Well, wait a minute. Hang on. I got to cue everything up here. I thought you had the drink of the week, but she was still at wrestling.
No, she's.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Mrs. B presents the drink of the week.
And this is the drink of the week. I've had it before. It's called a creamsicle, which is vanilla liqueur, liquor 43, orange juice, and cream. And she has garnished it with orange pieces.
Oh, I love when there's garnishments.
I know you love the garnishments. I hate the garnishments.
Yeah, but the sandwich was still the best. But
well,
look at me in the corner, ladies and gentlemen. You can see my eyeballs. That's about all you can see of me.
In between the.
Yes, I feel like I'm in. I feel like I'm in Cave Crew Radio prison right now.
You are in internet jail, is what you.
Yes, internet jail. God, I love how you get napkins. Do you spill a lot?
Well, no, because there's garnishments and I don't like wet, sticky things. So,
well, maybe don't spill.
I don't spill, but taking the oranges off and it was wet and strong doesn't matter to me. You know that. She said my other son may have stolen a little bit of the orange juice, so it's more alcohol than juice.
Well, you love that,
which is fine.
Yeah.
So to clarify, my younger son stayed home. My older son is at the wrestling with my sister-in-law, who I drove them both there. They are going to Uber back later. My wife is here with me with my younger son and made the drink of the week.
Are they going to have a camp out in the living room tonight?
I don't think there's a camp out, but they are having special movie night. In lieu of the wrestling, they are watching Nacho Libre.
Oh, nice! That's a good movie, and so there is still a possibility for people that follow us regularly. You may have a chance at some me time.
Possibly, I doubt it. But there's always a possibility. She's eating my candy.
I am so confused. Big B said, I'm going to be late. They're going to the wrestling. Now only one kid went to the wrestling with an aunt.
Well, the rains put everything off because it was a struggle to get home and all of that. And it was it's just a mess out here. So
But the ant was safely arrived.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a complete disaster here everywhere in the city because of the rains. Like I said, it's slowing down and stopping now, but I mean things are still flooded. There are broken trees like littering the streets. It was just a horrible, and it was like in the 50s, so it's that kind of crappy, coolish,
fall weather,
wet, damp, where your bones hurt weather. It's just an awful day today. So
are you going to stay home tomorrow and avoid all stores?
well, no, I have to go out because my younger son has a birthday party to go to.
Oh, jeez. You might need a kayak or kayak.
Kayak. Mike, if you're listening, put kayak on the list of words he can't pronounce. Kayak.
It's a canoe that isn't open on all sides. It's only got a little hole, kind of like that tight little pink thing you find in jail. All right. Let's get the ball rolling. So, ladies and gentlemen, last week, if you were with us, you will remember a story about a missing fighter jet, stealth jet, the prize of the force. Pilot ejects, plane goes missing, calling on citizens to help them locate this plane.
An $80 million plane.
$80 million plane. And we could not answer what happened.
Right.
So I don't know if this is going to solve the problem or not. But we called on our AI authorities, okay, to solve this and explain it to us. So this week we are going to be joined by a new character called Choo Choo Frank.
Choo Choo Frank.
Yes, and we will need to mute ourselves, of course, when Choo Choo Frank comes up. And Choo Choo Frank is going to explain to us what happened with the plane. We did this to answer questions.
Can't wait.
I'm not so confident it does. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to mute ourselves, and we are going to introduce you to Choo Choo Frank AI.
Major General James Dean had been tasked with the mission of finding the mysterious fighter jet that had gone missing without a trace. It had been a top-of-the-line, $100 million fighter jet that had been commissioned by the United States Air Force, and its disappearance had sent shockwaves throughout the military. The jet's last known location had been over the Atlantic Ocean, and the only evidence of its existence had been the pilot ejecting from the cockpit. But as soon as he had ejected, the radar had gone blank. It was as if the plane had vanished. The most perplexing thing of all was why the jet had not registered on the radar. It should have been easy to pick up the signal of a plane that was worth so much money, especially with the sophisticated technology that the United States had. General Dean decided to launch a full-scale investigation into the mysterious disappearance of the plane. He assembled a team of top experts in the field of aviation to look into the matter. They analyzed the data from the plane's flight path, and after many hours of poring over the information, they concluded that the plane had been taken off the radar due to a sophisticated form of jamming. The plane's disappearance had been engineered by a highly advanced enemy of the United States. This enemy had managed to jam the plane's signal so that no trace of it remained on the radar. The investigation was a success, and the enemy responsible for the jamming was quickly brought to justice. But the mystery of why the $100 million fighter jet had gone missing in the first place remained unsolved.
Well, I don't know if that answers any questions.
That leads me to more questions. Who was this enemy? The enemy's never named.
That was my number one question. Who is the enemy? Is it India? Is it China? Is it Ghana?
See, but Choo Choo Frank makes it seem like it was one person because they say the enemy was brought to justice. Now, if it was a country like, China or Iran or something like that, North Korea, there would be war. There wouldn't be like the person was brought to justice. That sounds like it was like, Billy Bob Hankins in the South Carolina mountains with
Could
a
have been,
fucking
though,
drone
right?
remote.
Could have been a guy with some jamming signals, or we have to readdress this with Choo Choo Frank AI.
We need, who was the enemy, and why did he end with the mystery why it disappeared is still unsolved? I thought they solved it by realizing that the radar was jammed.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
Again, this has nothing to do with me. This is an AI composition. I promised you we would. So everyone's so convinced AI is going to improve our society.
This proves that AI will just confuse everybody and lead to chaos.
All right.
I understand. I work in the world of technology and IT. I understand machine learning and how it could be beneficial. But in this case, Choo Choo Frank AI didn't solve anything.
No.
And made it even worse.
He gave us a theory.
Right.
Which might be right. Maybe the signals were jammed. Makes sense.
Okay. But then he's saying we don't know why it disappeared. Well, it disappeared because the signal was jammed. Isn't that correct?
Right. So Choo Choo Frank AI, he's calling you an idiot. You don't hear us because I have to type things to you. But I will get a follow-up from Choo Choo Frank AI next week.
I think we need some sort of clarification.
All right. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, never shoot the messenger. These AI characters, Choo Choo Stew AI, Choo Choo Sue AI, all these other ones, they're just, we design the character, but we feed information into an AI chat box and they spew the shit out. So don't shoot the messenger. Choo Choo Frank AI, you got some splaining to do.
Elon Musk is correct when he says AI will be bad for us.
Yeah, well, I'm not convinced with it either, but I thought we'd jump on the bandwagon. Now, here is something we can rely on. I mean, he even came out with a teaser poster in the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group.
There you go.
It's, as you know, my favorite segment.
Mm-hmm.
It's always great. I'm always sad when it's gone. We're going to listen. I'll give you my top 5 X or Twitter handles when this is done. Ladies and gentlemen, let's follow up Choo Choo Frank and his very dismal performance with Twitter shits.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Twitter Shit. Yes, everyone, this is where I take a Twitter story and I tell you what it had to say about it on today's episode. A question was posed. What is the fastest way to calm a woman down when she is angry? I have never UFO tweeted. Just tell her to calm down. Fingerbang tweeted, give her a Snicker bar. She's not herself when she's hangry. Bite that ass tweeted, throw chocolates in her direction and run. Here's a long one from the Hyundai Racing League. Tell her that you love her and appreciate her. Tell her you really appreciate her delicious sandwiches. In fact, one of those sandwiches would go down great right now. Remind her that the laundry needs to be done and kindly let her know that the dishes are starting to pile up. Be helpful. Buy a super duper deluxe vacuum cleaner and a matching broom and dustpan set with her initials engraved on them. Surprise her with a gym membership. Tell her that you discovered some really efficient diet pills that would be perfect for her.
That dude's dead.
Take the Hershey Highway tweeted, chloroform. That's it, chloroform. Bite that ass tweeted, roll her a joint. That's probably effective. Tongue punch the fart box tweeted, leave her for a younger woman. Two girls in a cup tweeted, let her know what she's mad about isn't really a big deal, and she needs to relax because she's being unreasonable. From Mike Jolitz's right tweeted, whip it out. She can't talk with her mouth full, and don't be afraid to grab that ponytail. Bring her in closely and enjoy the ride. Fuck around and find out tweeted, say, calm down in a pleasant, even voice. Risk it for the biscuit tweeted, tell her to go into the kitchen and make a sandwich. If she stays busy, she'll soon forget whatever made her mad. Billy Bob Moses from South Carolina tweeted, just tell her she's being crazy. She'll appreciate your honesty and seek to do better in the future. Having a juice box tweeted, leave her alone until she talks to you. Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity tweeted, remind her that she's starting to sound just like her mother. At Bacon Fan tweeted, bring out a loaf of bread and some mayonnaise, and her woman instincts will kick in, and she will make you a sandwich. Dead Kevin tweeted, tell her your ex would never act like that. And finally, in the Twitter shits, I have not Canadianed tweeted, if she had gotten a good D down, she wouldn't have gotten angry to begin with. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the Twitter shits.
God, I hope I'm alive tomorrow.
Alrighty, we'll be back soon with another episode. Choose Chow on a feeder saying later, bye-bye.
Mike Jolitz's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Well, number one, ladies and gentlemen, great ideas if your woman is mad and you might want to break up or get divorced. But as always, I always struggle with the number one. Here is my top 5 Twitter or X handles.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a carry on of this segment. Number 5, finger bang.
Okay.
Number 4, a bite that ass.
Mm-hmm.
I like number 3 as well. Risk it for the biscuit.
There you go.
Like I say, I always have a struggle between number 1 and number 2, but I'm going to move this one to number 2, and I'm going to move the next one up. Number 2 is, I have never UFO'd.
Okay.
And the number 1 Twitter handle is
tongue punched the fart box. Did you have anything different on there?
1 second.
Tongue punched the fart box.
I had I had bite that ass.
Yep.
I had tongue tongue punch the fart box.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but when he said it, I literally laughed out loud. I have not Canadianed.
Yeah, that was good too.
I like that one.
I already had I have not UFO down. So, and that was my number 1 the whole way. But then I'm tongue punched a fart box. Like, come on.
Yep. No, I agree. That was a good one.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a game we like to play if you want to play it at home. A big part of Twitter shits. All right, we're going to roll right into one of our more regular segments now, and this is what we call Big B, and into it, and it's just called This Week in Weird News. Here we go.
Behind the headlines, this week in weird news.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this week in weird news, I think we have a few good stories. This one to me is kind of a feel-good story. It's weird news in a way, but it involves golf carts and puppies and naked people. What else could you ask for?
There's nothing else you can ask for the perfect story. The first story comes from ABC7.com. Headline reads, shirtless suspect leads LA police on bizarre slow speed chase in golf cart with dog in lap.
My best part of this big B is slow speed. No running lights. No putting people in danger. Just a nice under 20 kilometer chase.
I don't think you can speed in a golf cart.
Well, I realize that, but like we always hear people going, 190 miles an hour down the turnpike, or naked people jumping on trucks, or whatever else we hear, running stop signs, running into people. This guy, maybe you'll tell me why he's guilty. I really don't think he is.
Well, we're about to find out. A suspect was taken into custody in North Hollywood Sunday night after leading Los Angeles police officers on a slow-moving chase in a reported stolen golf cart. According to police, officers received a call just after 9 p.m. about a robbery on the 18,700 block of Ventura Boulevard. The caller said a golf cart was stolen at knife point. The suspect, who was shirtless, shoeless, and was seen holding a dog in his lap, led officers on a chase that reached speeds of about, you want to guess?
20 kilometers. 20 miles, I'll say.
19 miles per hour.
I was close.
You were right there.
Just coasting.
When he reached the area of Oxnard Street and Laurel Canyon Boulevard, officers were able to box the suspect in after turning into a parking lot. The suspect hopped off the golf cart and attempted to flee while carrying the dog.
Well, at least he had the dog with him. That was my concern.
Well, police said he then dropped the animal and was ultimately taken into custody. No injuries were reported. Now, they were going 19 miles an hour, and they had to wait until he pulled into a parking lot to box him in. Do they not have police cars that go 21 miles an hour?
This is the world we live in. I'm telling you right now. So I'm feeling so good about this. Like I'm trying to imagine the song I'm going to hear in my head. Would it be like, Our House, or just something really feel good?
Mm-hmm.
As I feel bad he pulled a knife on someone. And by the way, I'm wondering what the insurance rate is on golf carts, because how many times have we covered golf carts being stolen? It's got to be an astronomical rate.
It's
to
a
insure
lot.
A golf cart.
And now that you bring that up, you're thinking about the song. As you're going 19 miles an hour, I can just picture Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Don't sing too much. We might get a copyright on fucking YouTube.
Well, that's true. But that's what I'm thinking. As a nice, slow speed chase, you have a nice, mellow song going in the background.
And if he's going 90 kilometers, I hope he's not putting anyone in danger. Like, the knife is the giveaway. He should have never pulled a knife to steal it, but
But again, so this is where they fail to give you enough information. So he stole he stole the golf cart at knife point. Where? From where? From
Yeah.
whom?
With a dog in his arm.
Did he steal the dog too, or was the dog with him when he stole the golf cart? See, all these things that are we have questions, but are never in these stories.
I could present this to Choo Choo Frank.
Well, I mean, he'll just confuse us more, and
the dog
say,
looks happy. The man looks happy.
Now, now, if you're looking at this picture, right? Obviously, it's a slow speed chase. It looks like he's posing for the picture.
Right. He's someone posted it on TikTok, please.
Oh, we don't need more TikTok.
Oh, we'll get more. But anyhow, now,
by the way, do you have
bond? Like normally you say, oh, he had a bond or he had 14 days in jail. None of that.
That's the end of. I read the entire story. That was it.
That's it. Choo Choo Frank. I think this may be the question I posed to Choo Choo Frank this week.
Now, speaking of TikTok, do you have something ready? I think it's not in this story, but I believe it's in one of the stories.
Yes, and of course, I have it ready.
Just have it at the ready.
I'm going to remove this, and but first, just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that Big B and I have a very big show coming up. Is it 300 or 400? I can't remember.
400.
400. Oh my goodness. Show 400, where Big B and I have decided that we will do the entire show on wacko tobacco.
On edibles.
Edibles of wacko tobacco. We neither one of us need any more smoke in our lungs, especially me. Anyhow, here is a story, ladies and gentlemen. I think another really feel-good story because sheep are dumb. Sheep are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They're such lovable animals, in my opinion, and they make wool and they go bah. Here's a story about some sheep that got into a not so good crop.
That's right. And this is in Greece, apparently, because it comes from the GreekReporter.com. Headline reads, herd of sheep eat 100 kilograms of cannabis in Greece.
So this probably isn't the appropriate time to bring this up, but we're talking Greece now.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they do in Greece. Sheep are basically a glory hole.
You are making wild assumptions.
I wonder if the farmer intentionally fed them the wacko tobacco so he could ass fuck the herd.
You are making wild assumptions and accusations.
I know I am. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I apologize.
Have you sheeped?
I have not sheeped.
I have not.
But Greek men apparently think it is very warm and soothing.
Well, a herd of sheep grazing in the semi-flooded plain of Thessaly in Greece, quote unquote, invaded a greenhouse that cultivated medicinal cannabis and ate around 100 kilograms. The incident happened near the.
So let's stop for a minute. You and I are going to probably ingest a gram or less. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I sure. I have no idea.
I'm not going overboard on this. I'll trip no matter what. However, that's a lot of wacko tobacco for these sheep who are already fucking confused in the first place.
Now, for those of us that are not on the metric system, 100 kilograms is how many pounds?
How many pounds in a kilogram? Cave Crew listeners, I'm going to say 3.3. Just a guess.
3.3 pounds in 1 kilogram?
Yeah.
So they 330 pounds of weed?
Wacko tobacco.
Wow. All right then.
They're already dumb as dirt, cute as can be.
Well, then, that puts a whole other spin on the story. The incident happened near the town of In Almiros in Magnesia, like milk of magnesia, apparently.
Right.
As the sheep in Greece developed strange behavior shortly after grazing, the shepherd realized that the sheep had eaten a large part of the cannabis crop. The owner of the greenhouse saw that his production, which had already been heavily damaged by Storm Daniel, had now been consumed by the sheep, which were struggling to find fresh grass due to the floods. I don't know if it's for laughing or crying, he told the newspaper. We had the heat wave and we lost a lot of production. We had the floods, we lost almost everything. And now this. The herd entered the greenhouse and ate what was left. I don't know what to say, honestly. Investments in pharmaceutical cannabis have taken off in Greece in recent years, while many Greek farmers initially adopted a wait and see attitude to the cultivation of cannabis. It soon became clear that its cultivation would solve many problems facing farmers. In January 2023, Greece's first ever medicinal cannabis production plant was inaugurated at Examula near Corinth. The investment by Tikkun Europe, a subsidiary of an Israel-based Tikkun Olam, was welcomed by the then Greek Development and Investments Minister Adonis Gregarious, who said at the time, it's like Adrian Adonis, but different.
Yes, well, a Greek, almost like a Greek god.
That's right. He said a production which will be able to export throughout Europe because this factory can carry out huge exports to all major European countries. So they are looking to become a exporter in weed, and their sheep, this farmer's sheep, ate all his crops.
I was really hoping for more information on the behavior of the sheep.
That was it.
A little disappointed. Because I don't know about you. You're an animal lover. You like cats. I like dogs, yada, yada. I love to watch goats hopping around and, all those videos. But sheep are a really cool animal. They're harmless. They're defenseless. I don't think they could fight off a predator if their life depended on it.
No, probably not there.
What would a stoned sheep do? I mean, sheep don't do much to begin with. So imagine them starting to mildly hallucinate, or instead of the cow, did the sheep jump over the moon?
Well, that puts a whole nother spin on counting sheep for sleep.
There you go. Like, we're always left with so many questions, ladies.
Always. We have not come across, I don't think, one story that has given us all the answers to our questions.
I agree 100%. Well, here you go. And I do have it ready.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, a young lady was on a certain social channel and was shamed and convicted in her home country of Indonesia.
That's right. This next story comes from AlJazeera.com. Headline reads, Indonesia jails woman for blasphemy over food video on...
It's happened where? On TikTok.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She had a food video on TikTok and was jailed for blasphemy.
These crimes you come up with week after week after week, like murder, theft, whatever. I've never heard of the crime of blasphemy.
Well, in highly religious societies, such as apparently in Indonesia, blasphemy is a thing. It's, if you not to get political, but if you look at certain Muslim countries, You can't say anything against Allah, otherwise the sentence could be death.
Right.
So, blasphemy is a real thing in ultra religious cultures.
Okay.
Uh,
The crime of blasphemy about to come your way, ladies.
and we're about to find out what she did.
Yes, I can just imagine.
An Indonesian court has jailed a woman for 2 years after she was found guilty of breaching the country's blasphemy laws in a TikTok food video she posted in March.
And I imagine Indonesia and China, which is where TikTok comes from, are allies.
I don't know.
Well, they're both Orientals. I'm just.
Well, it's in Asia. I mean, it doesn't mean they're all allies, right? So, Taiwan is not an ally of China. As a matter of fact, they're mortal enemies.
Right.
So I don't know if they're allies or not. The video showed Lena Lutfawati reciting a Muslim prayer. Keep that in mind, Muslim prayer, before eating some crispy pork skin.
Oh, geez. And I know for a fact Indonesia is very Catholic.
But she is apparently Muslim and recited a Muslim prayer before eating some crispy pork skin and quickly amassing millions of views. Now, for those of you who don't know, in the Muslim religion, you cannot eat pork.
It is not, what do they call that meat? It's not, it's not kosher. What's the word?
Kosher is Jewish.
Yeah, it's not the word I'm looking for. There's another word for meat, and it's not going to come to me. Anyway.
I don't know, but this says pork is considered haram or not permissible under Islamic law. On Tuesday, the court in the Indonesian city of Palembang on the southern part of the Sumatra island found the 33-year-old deliberately spread information that was intended to incite hate or individual group enmity based on religion, and ordered her to pay a fine of 250 million rupiah, which is $16,249.59.
That's a lot of money.
That's a fuck ton of money. Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim majority nation, so they are not Catholic.
Oh, I thought they were more Catholic. Very interesting.
The court said Lutfawati, who also goes by the name Lena Mukherjee, identified as a Muslim. Lutfawati issued a public apology for the video and expressed surprise at the verdict. I know that I'm wrong, but I did not expect this punishment, she said. The case is the latest in a number of blasphemy cases around the country, mostly against those deemed to have insulted Islam that analysts have said undermine Indonesia's reputation for moderation.
Who are these analysts? What do you do for a living? I am an Islam blasphemy analyst.
I analyze blasphemous content on TikTok.
According to the Quran.
I have 8 million views of my blasphemy analysis on TikTok.
Yes, of course. Piggyback.
In August, the head of an Islamic boarding school that allowed men and women to pray alongside each other and women to become preachers was charged with blasphemy and hate speech. Last year, 6 people were arrested on blasphemy charges after a bar chain promoted free beer for patrons named Mohammed. In 2019, Indonesia's Supreme Court upheld an 18-month jail sentence for an ethnic Chinese Buddhist woman convicted of blasphemy over claims she said a nearby mosque's loudspeakers were too loud.
Oh.
Usman Hamid, executive director of Amnesty International Indonesia, said the blasphemy law was being abused to target minority groups and dissenters.
I feel that I don't want to go to Indonesia. And my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. In my Friday night frenzy, I was thinking we were in the Philippines. The Philippines is a very Catholic country. I got confused.
It's okay. It happens.
It does. I mean, we're all over the globe tonight, and I have a real off-center question.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I am an extreme fan of Kentucky Fried Chicken skin.
Yes.
I have not pork fried skinned as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to try that. I don't even know where you find pork skin. Most of the time I find pork, it's been trimmed and.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you could do is, I mean, you have a smoker, you have outside availability to outdoors.
Yes.
You could get a whole hog.
I do have availability to outdoors. Thank you for specifying that.
Yes.
Look, I'm not the boy in the bubble, okay?
You could go to your local butcher and get a whole hog.
Yes.
And smoke the hog, but then you could cut off some of the skin and deep fry it.
I'd like to do that. Would you try that?
Sure. I don't have the ability to cook or smoke a whole hog. My smoker is not big enough.
Well, mine's not big enough either. I'd have to have it cut into pieces. And I just want the skin. I can access pork on a regular basis. I'm just curious what deep fried pork skin or smoked pork skin would taste like in regards to Kentucky Fried Chicken skin.
I say you go to your local butcher.
You're making me feel like a cannibal now. I'm just starting to realize that I really enjoy the skin.
Just because you're fucking Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs doesn't mean anything. That's fine. Just because you walk around asking, is she a great big fat person? That's fine. You want the skins to make dresses? That's perfectly fine.
It's not that I enjoy eating them kind of more in a cannibalistic way. And I'm starting to realize that may be something I have to give up for Lent.
Yes, I believe you need to give up cannibalism for Lent.
I never thought of that before, though, like how much I enjoy the chicken skin. And now I'm thinking in my head, I'm going, you're eating fucking skin, you fucking idiot. And you're gaining pleasure in it.
And you leave the rest of the anatomy behind for everybody else.
You're not using anything for protein or to feed the body. You fucking moron. You enjoy the skin of the chicken. I've never plucked a chicken. Now I am disgusted in myself, and I think I am going to abstain from chicken skin.
And I don't think you can. I think the next time, and if Isby is listening, please note that your husband said he's going to abstain from chicken skin. So what I ask you to do is tomorrow for dinner, go get some Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Fried chicken, yeah.
And let's see what happens.
It's probably impossible. It's got to be, listen to me, eating chicken skin has got to be better than eating like a dirty Nigerian pussy. It must be.
Wow. Talk about two extremes.
Anyway, here we go. This is a story I'm pretty sure I nailed as number one this week. Like I do the Twitter shit handles and all that stuff. I was really excited about this story because what a freaking idiot.
Yeah, reading this story, this has to be the final story of the weird news because this woman is a fucking moron.
I really protect my phone as well. But there are limits.
And we'll find out more as we read the story. But as I was reading it, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? At what point do you just put it up as a loss and say, fuck it, I'll get another phone? I'll
Right.
say it was damaged, I lost it, whatever. I get another phone. Not this woman, apparently. This final story comes from people.com, as in People magazine. Headline reads, woman rescued from Washington outhouse after dropping phone and getting stuck in toilet. A first, says fire chief.
It's got to be a first. Have you ever, before you start, have you ever outhoused?
No, I live in civilized society.
No, but I mean, I've been camping. I've been into places. I've been to cottages where there are outhouses.
No, the closest I ever came was when I went hiking in the Finger Lake Mountains for 3 days, and you had to stay in lean-tos. So it's like a 3-sided house, right?
Yeah.
Or a 3-sided dwelling. And there is no bathroom, so you just got to go shit in the woods somewhere. That's the closest I ever came.
So you can see where the shit lands. When you're in an outhouse, it's like basically a 15-foot pit that they've dug that is filled with generations and generations of caca.
Well,
I'd rather wrestle a rattlesnake.
Well, reading this story, I have a ton of questions because I don't see how what she did was possible. But let's find out what she did.
All right, let's do it.
A woman visiting Olympic National Forest fell into a public outhouse on Tuesday while trying to fish out her lost cell phone. Brennan Fire Department Chief Tim Manley said firefighters went to the top of Mount Walker in Olympic National Forest to respond to a report of a woman in her 40s plummeting head first into a vault toilet.
Who called 911? The
Not her,
phone
apparently.
was in the shitter.
Not her. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody, a
I'm
passerby.
just walking by the outhouse on the Olympic Park, and I noticed some woman's feet sticking out of the outhouse.
Fucking her idiot feet were just dangling outside the toilet. I didn't know what the fuck happened, so I called the cops. According to Manley, the woman tried to take the toilet apart to get her phone back, disassembling the seat and the housing. Things took a turn for the worse when she attempted to lower herself into the vault with dog leashes supporting her.
Oh, this is creative.
Eventually, she took the leashes to help support herself, which failed, and she slid into and fell into the vault head first. Manley wrote on a social media post, after 15 to 20 minutes of attempting to get it out, she used her phone. She used her phone to call 911.
Covered in shit.
I have a question. I'm going to stop reading right there. She took 15 to 20 minutes and failed to get it out. This is in the story. She failed to get it out, but used the phone to call 911. How do you use the phone to call 911 if you failed to get it out of the toilet?
Well, she eventually got it after the 15, 20 minutes. I call this one, Irene fell into the outhouse hole.
Brendan Fire Department Rescue 41 and Quilcene F&R Aid 21 responded to the mountaintop. First responders made a makeshift cribbing platform by passing them down to the woman to stand on. Once the platform was tall enough for her to stand on, the crew pulled her from the vault, hosed her down, and gave her a protective suit. She was strongly encouraged.
It's worse than quicksand. You need hazmat after that. She fell in a fucking outhouse, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, and they hosed her down like a fucking wild animal. She was strongly encouraged to seek medical attention after being exposed to human waste, but she only wanted to leave. She thanked the first responders and continued her journey back to California. It all makes sense with that final statement. She went back to California.
The outhouse walk of shame.
He added that she was extremely fortunate not to be overcome by toxic gases or sustain injury. This was pretty unique, Manley told the Kitsap Sun. I've been doing this for 40 years, and that was a first. So the idiot Californian couldn't bear to leave her phone in the generational shit pile and had to get it out. Now, I have questions. One, it says she took apart the seat and the toilet itself using what?
I'm going to guess a Swiss Army knife.
It doesn't say that she had tools of any kind on her. So I want to know how she disassembled this. And two, the story never said that she was with dogs. Where the fuck did she get dog leashes from? And what did she anchor the dog leash onto on the top side of the outhouse? Because it's like,
There's got to be a coat hook or something when you go in the outhouse.
Maybe, I don't know, but it's like the old, you watch the shows where they wrap the rope around a big rock to lower yourself down a mountainside or whatever. What did she put the leash on?
And what exactly was on that phone that was that important?
Seriously. I mean, it's not like she's a moron from California, first of all. So I don't think she, had nuclear secrets on her phone. Maybe she's, got nude selfies or something. I don't know.
I don't think anyone would ever find that phone again.
And that's right. If there is anything worth anything on the phone, it would never be found because, as you said, it's generational shit down there. It don't get cleaned out. It just gets piled on top of.
Right. It just like decomposes whatever it does to the environment. I have no idea. Google Drive, Amazon, Dropbox. You can store your pictures and all that stuff securely online, or you can back them up on a local hard drive.
And
no phone is worth the swim in the shit.
And you could say, oh well, the contacts, but the contacts on every provider, you can save your contacts to the cloud.
Right.
So when you go, if say your phone is stolen or lost, you can go to the local store of your provider, whether it be Verizon, T-Mobile, whatever. Go there and say, my phone was lost. My contacts are stored in the cloud. Please download them onto the new phone. And they do their thing. And magically everything appears back on your phone.
Without taking a bath in shit.
Right.
I was waiting for this story. I was waiting for this story all week. All right. We're going to...
I don't understand.
I don't think any of us understand. And because you have never outhoused.
I have never outhoused.
You do not know how disgusting it is. Okay? It's the land of never flush. Let me put it to you that way.
I also have another question that's I think fairly obvious. How did now this is a woman, right? So when you go to the bathroom, regardless of what she's doing, she has to sit down.
Yeah.
How did the phone wind up in the toilet? If it was a guy, I understand you stand to pee, you may be holding your phone up. It fell out of my hand. Shit. It went down into the abyss of shit. But you're a woman, you sit no matter what you do. How did it fall?
Maybe she was taking a selfie of her hoo-hoo.
A hoo-ha selfie.
Yes, a hoo-ha selfie. In the outhouse. I have no idea. Again, I confess I have outhoused as a young man. I don't think we had phones then. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give Big B a quick break before we go to Talking FLA, another extremely popular segment on this show. I think we got some good ones coming up. Let's go to Mike Jolitz reads the news. Over to you, Mike.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mike Reads the News. How are you doing, DK? And hello to you, Sir Big B. Man, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing fantastic. Today is September the 29th. It's almost October. Holy crap. All right, guys. It is now time for Mike Reads the News. Joe Biden bit another Secret Service agent this past week. It was his 11th time. Oh, wait. It was his dog. Never mind. Blumpkin Spice lattes are back for the fall at Starbucks. For only 50 cents more, you can add nuts. These nuts are free, though. I've heard Blumpkins are good. The NFL announced that Usher will be the halftime entertainment. I don't care who's playing, to be honest. At least it's not Taylor Swift. Bob Dylan played on last Farm Aid concert they had this past weekend. He even played some old ones he rarely plays. Not that I would know them, but good for him, I guess. How old is he anyway? Like 110? Bruce Springsteen has postponed all of his 2023 tour dates. That's a damn shame. I couldn't name a single person who likes his new music anyway. Whatever. And finally, in the news, congrats to Shamar Moore and Trey Birchfield, who won the 2023 Super Bowl IV championship. It was an epic cornhole match, and it's on repeat nightly at 2 a.m. Central Time on the Ocho. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It is now time for the tidbits. They're not headlines. They're just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. My wife got sick on Tuesday when my oldest daughter made eye contact with her. Oh, no. The Packers got spanked by the Lions last night. Oh, no. The Ryan Fire won the championship in the European Football League. Oh, yeah. And finally, in the tidbits, Chicago Bears haven't won a game in over 330 days. Ha ha. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. That does it for the tidbits. I hope you guys have a good show. I will be back with some more news next week for sure. Alrighty, guys. Later. True Shell on a feeder scene. Bye-bye.
Mike reads the news. I get this feeling he hates certain sports teams.
You think? He brought up something that I haven't heard in many, many years, and I didn't think still existed. Farm Aid.
Oh, I missed that.
I remember Farm Aid when I was, back in the 80s when there was like huge droughts and all of this, and the farmers were really hurting, and they had these huge concerts for it was the 80s had all these aid concerts, right?
Yeah. Feed the kids, feed the children.
Right. Feed everybody. So they had Farm Aid to help the farmers out. Yeah. Apparently he said, was it Willie Nelson, or not Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, did one like last week or whenever it was. I didn't know that still existed.
No, I haven't seen that in eons. So learn something new every day.
Seriously.
Yeah. No. I love Mike Reads the News. It's a great segment. It covers things we don't normally cover, but now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to go to what we consider the happiest place on earth. We call this segment Talking FLA.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the News.
FLA. FLA. The cave crew is talking FLA. FLA. The cave crew is talking FLA. FLA. The cave crew is talking FLA.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we go to Florida, we always try to gather the best of the week of what's happening in Florida, captivate your imagination, and do you really want to retire there? I guess is the question. Our first story. There's a lot of interesting stuff I've seen in people's backyards.
Mhm.
My backyard is my oasis. Gazebo, hot tub, lots of plants, deck. We love it. But this, ladies and gentlemen, typical to Florida, is a little bit different.
Yeah, and as we read the story, pay close attention to these people's other previous professions and then question things. This first story from Florida comes from the Miami New Times. Headline reads, Backyard Trapeze Artist Battles Code Inspectors in Miami-Dade. Miguel Quintero, who couldn't give a flying fuck, but it's beeped out, couldn't give a flying fuck what naysayers think about the circus-sized trapeze in his Pinewood backyard. Quote, it's probably the best idea I ever had, Quintero says on his YouTube channel. It's probably the best idea anyone has ever had. Quintero trains circus acrobats behind his 1,311 square foot home on an acre of unincorporated land near North Miami.
That's a nice piece of property.
It certainly is.
Especially in Miami.
His home in North Miami. I don't know if that's like where the downtown areas are. His home-based business, Miami Flying Trapeze, features a supersized rig that runs the length of Quintero's 3-bedroom house and includes ladders, bars, safety lines, and a net. From the right angle in the neighborhood, you might see bodies twirling and catapulting a few stories above the ground on any given day. The aerial artist, a stout, outspoken Florida native, and this is where you want to pay attention and then question things, who has run restaurants in Jacksonville and a car dealership in Doral.
This is his lifelong dream. He is a wannabe Walenda.
Well, he describes his trapeze rig as a sprawling portable swing set that he can dismantle in an hour and fit into a 6x12-foot trailer.
Holy shit.
Now, before I go on, so he's training trapeze artists, he's training acrobats.
Yes.
He ran a restaurant and a car dealership prior to this. Are you really taking lessons from a car salesman? The backyard acrobatics were running smoothly.
Bring to the Amazon with you to survive. A restaurant manager and a car dealership guy.
The backyard acrobatics were running smoothly until county code enforcement agents zeroed in on the property. Since September 2022, Quintero and his wife, Maria Brasino, have received several citations based on the Code Enforcement Department's claims of unlawful parking of a commercial vehicle, failure to secure building permits, and a failure to obtain a certificate for a home occupation. My business, my home-based business that the state of Florida allows, the things that I do on my private property are being denied to me, Quintero told the county commission last year in protest. The dispute has galvanized Quintero to participate in the First Amendment auditing community, whose participants prod government officials on their knowledge of constitutional rights while recording the public interactions. It's kind of like a sovereign citizen. They don't know what they're talking about, but YouTube tells them they do.
Okay.
Quintero has also mounted a long shot run.
At this point, I'm lost at all this gibberish.
Quintero has also mounted a long shot run for Miami-Dade mayor. So he ran a restaurant, ran a car dealership. He's teaching acrobats how to trapeze, and now he wants to be mayor.
He's going into politics. I don't think there's anyone running right now that is more qualified than him.
He is a jack of all trades, let me tell you that. And though he insists it's not a sideshow, his motivations may sit somewhere between genuine civic concern and counterstrike over the code enforcement dispute. Because I still found inconsistencies in the government, specifically in the charter, I am running for mayor. Quintero sued the county in May, alleging code enforcement officers infringed on his privacy rights and trespassed on his land.
Oh.
Plaintiffs currently do not have peace of mind or expectation of privacy in their home, the complaint filed by his attorney, Michael Garcia, says. The trapeze specialist claims code enforcement violated a Florida law that prohibits police and government officials from using aerial surveillance without a warrant. Though the law regulates the use of drones.
Just a quick question. So he's running for mayor. Is it possible that this guy becomes civically impeached?
Well, he can't be civically impeached.
Why not?
Because he's not a government official.
Well, if he's a mayor, he is.
Well, if he becomes a mayor, which he won't, could he be impeached? Sure, but he'd have to commit a crime. He's not committing any crimes.
So you in the court of your Stencelli, you would side on the trapeze artist, the Walanda wannabe.
I think he's a douchebag and an idiot, but I don't think he's breaking any laws. So yes, I would side with him. Though the law regulates the use of drones, Quintero is attempting to extend its application to satellite imagery employed by the county to issue him code violations. The case, which he describes on his YouTube channel as a $15 million lawsuit, was dismissed in August, with the judge writing that Quintero did not follow pre-suit legal procedures before bringing claims to court.
If you wouldn't be so fucking greedy, maybe go for 500 grand, $1 million. Where do you pick that number out of a hat?
That's pretty much what he did. He picked it out of a hat.
Yeah.
I'll skip ahead a little bit here to a couple of small sections. We're in survivor mode right now, and I'm coming at them with everything, he said in a self-recorded monologue in April. You'll be happy to know that the website for his mayoral campaign is up and running, showcasing Quintero's plan for transparency and accountability in the county office. There's a few more things that I'm not reading.
Crazy. Imagine having a neighbor like that.
I would
be very entertaining watching people fall. What did you say? 15 meters into a net that could be easily taken down and stored in a 1.5 cubic foot trailer.
Right. He says it could be taken down in a half an hour and then folded up and put in a trailer.
It's not even secure. You're supposed to throw yourself in a fucking outhouse.
And again, this sounds like every sovereign citizen argument. And if you don't know what a sovereign citizen is, they only believe that elected police officials like sheriffs have the right to pull you over. Like if a regular cop just pulled you over, they would argue that they are traveling. They're not driving. They don't need a license because they are not engaged in commerce. And it never works because they, it's a YouTube thing where the sovereign citizen movement thinks that the Constitution, specifically if they manipulate it in their own little way, allows them to drive on roads without a license, without registration. They don't need license plates. They can just travel on state highways and roads and all of this stuff. And they are immune to laws.
Sounds like YouTube is the next TikTok.
YouTube, especially for these people that think they know the law. And as we've seen through the pandemic, people that think they are scientists, they all have degrees in YouTube University.
YouTube University, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This one I just threw in. I don't know why. I just found it a little weird.
This woman is stupid.
A, alligator. B, public tub. Anyway, I'll leave this one with you.
This comes from Click Orlando. Headline reads, Florida woman cited for keeping alligator in resort bathtub.
In a resort, ladies and gentlemen. Keyword, resort.
A woman in Orange County was cited after deputies learned she was keeping an alligator in a bathtub, according to Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. FWC officers said that they learned from the Orange County Sheriff's Office that the woman was keeping the gator in a bathtub at the Grove Resort and Water Park in Winter Garden, hearing from her that she had borrowed, quote unquote, the animal without permission from Croc Encounters in Tampa Bay, where she said she used to work. Now, borrowing without permission is called what?
Stealing.
Stealing. Very good. I wish they would put that in the story, but they say borrowed without permission. According to a news release, when FWC officers arrived at a room on September 4th, they located a juvenile alligator inside of the bathtub. An FWC incident summary report goes into greater detail. In it, the woman claims she visited the business ahead of opening and used keys she still had on hand to gain access and retrieve the reptile, transporting it to the Orange County Resort, where she was planning to stay for 5 days so she could take pictures with it for her birthday.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Officers cited the woman referencing 379.3014 or the unlawful sale, possession.
Number again.
379.3014.
379. Wait a minute. This may be a show name.
379.3014. Okay. Or the unlawful sale, possession, or transporting of alligators or alligator skins. Keep that in mind with your skin fetish, that you cannot transport alligator skins in Florida. Yeah. The individual was cited accordingly, and the alligator was returned to its permitted owner. The owner of the alligator declined to prosecute for the theft or trespassing that occurred, according to the incident report. It's the end of the story.
I find it very cruel. I'll bring this back up again. Look, alligators are dangerous animals. I get it. But if you're going to play with fire, I hate when they tape mouths shut and shit like that.
Well, when it's done under proper circumstances, it's for the safety of everybody around them. Usually the alligator or crocodile has gotten into an area like a neighborhood or something like that, and the what are they called? Animal control has to wrap the jaws shut so they don't
and move it to safety. I get it.
But that's where it mostly happens. In this case, this woman is just a fucking blithering idiot and should go to jail for it.
There's no charges other than 379.3014.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. Still keeping on with the animals. There's an animal theme to our Talking FLA this week, ladies and gentlemen. Another animal I totally adore. Whenever I'm at a zoo or a marine park, I find such joy in watching the otters. And these gentlemen, I believe, were feeding ducks or chickens or something, and this happened.
And before I read the story, we were recently at I told you our day at the Long Island Aquarium.
Yes,
And there was an otter exhibit, and my youngest son went over to the glass enclosure, stood next to it. The otter got up, laid down next to where my son was standing, but obviously behind glass, and they
Right.
took a nice picture together.
They're beautiful animals.
They are ocean cats, basically.
Yes. And they're very playful if you watch them. And you know, I've been in places where they give them a lot of room and a lot of water. Chicago comes to mind. Huge, like in a circle, like where you'd put dolphins. Amazing animals. Love them.
Except in this case, this comes from Click Orlando again. Headline reads, Florida man who was 74 years old attacked by rabid otter while feeding ducks.
A rabid otter while you're feeding ducks.
I've never heard of a rabid otter before.
Never.
Never once.
Rabies, foxes, raccoons,
dogs,
coyotes. Never an otter. Never. I didn't know it was a waterborne illness.
I didn't know either. A rabid otter attacked a man last week in Florida, according to health officials. The Florida Department of Health said the attack happened Wednesday in Jupiter, Florida, in Palm Beach County. According to WPTV, the 74-year-old told Animal Care and Control that he was feeding corn to ducks at a nearby pond and was returning home when he spotted the otter. The man began to back up slowly while facing the otter when the animal attacked him for several minutes. The man suffered dozens of wounds on his arms and legs. The victim told WPTV that he was receiving shots for rabies exposure and was visiting a hand surgeon to see if he suffered any permanent damage. The otter also attacked a pet dog in the area. The otter was captured and tested positive for rabies. Rabies, a disease of the nervous system, is fatal to warm-blooded animals and humans if not treated.
Right.
Treatment for human exposure.
Needles like in your stomach and shit.
The only treatment for human exposure to rabies is rabies-specific immune globulin and rabies immunization, which is the aforementioned shots in the stomach.
Yeah.
Health officials said pet owners should adhere to the following guidelines to combat rabies, and they give a whole bunch of shit on what not to do.
What about, so my dogs over here in Canada, you need a rabies vaccination before you go to the Spot, PetSmart, or wherever you bring them. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the first one. Keep rabies vaccinations up to date for all pets.
So they're immune. But you and I, we don't get rabies vaccination. We're not expecting an otter to hop out of a pond on us.
That is correct. We are not expecting rabid otters to overtake us. I think AI would overtake us before rabid otters.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, have never heard of a rabid otter. I've heard of various other animals, but never an otter.
You have never rabid ottered.
I have never rabid ottered. Say that 10 times.
Save that for the next Jolitz Jamboree.
There you go. Still some stories to get to here. Are we going to miss one? Or are we going to?
We're running out of time. So I don't know if you want to pick one or.
I think we should skip the chickens.
Okay.
I think the last one's good, but can we do two?
We're running up against it, so we may just want to do the last one.
All right, we'll save those two for another time. So we're going to go right to the last one, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a gentleman. He didn't fall in an outhouse, but he was on a boat.
He was on a boat.
And what did he do?
The final story of the night comes from NBC2.com. Headline reads, Punta Gorda man defecates while burglarizing a boat.
So fancy. He didn't poop. He didn't shit. He didn't take a number 2. He defecated.
A man was arrested in Punta Gorda after reportedly trying to steal items off someone's boat and later defecating on the dock on Sunday. On Sunday, September.
Taco Bell first.
Taco Bell will do it to you, let me tell you.
I know.
On Sunday, September 17th, the Punta Gorda Police Department was dispatched to Lashley Park Marina at 120 Lashley Court in reference to a boat burglary. PGPD officers were told that some items were stolen off the vessel and was caught on the victim's security cameras. They were also told that the suspect was an older man who had pooped on the boat.
Pooped. Okay, now we're using proper terminology.
Once officers arrived at the scene, the victim pointed out 75-year-old Michael Paul Wierzbicki sitting on one of the marina benches. The surveillance cameras showed Wierzbicki getting on the boat around 5:22 a.m. while the victim was asleep. He was seen rummaging through the victim's belongings at the back of the boat. Although Wierzbicki did not take anything this time, he did leave something behind. The recording.
Bad. Exactly how bad do you have to go?
Apparently, in this case, very bad.
At this point, I just shit my pants and deal with it later.
Apparently not him. He wants to get it out. That's it. He can't hold it.
I can't find the treasures I'm looking for in Davy Jones' locker, but I'll leave something behind for you. There's DNA these days, you fucking idiot.
He could not find a Washington State outhouse, so he shit on a Florida dock. Shitting on the dock of the bay?
I wish I could use that one, but it's got profanity. You could have said pooping on the dock of the bay. It might have worked.
But it wouldn't fit because the song is sitting on the dock of the bay. So shitting on the dock of the bay.
I hear
it. The recording shows Wierzbicki defecating on the dock in front of the vessel. Wierzbicki was arrested and then transported to the Charlotte County Jail. While at the jail, officers got another call about a previous theft of an unoccupied car. Officers went to the intersection of Taylor Road and Harborside Avenue, where they met another victim. She told them the car was parked on Taylor Road and it was burglarized overnight. The victim described the items that were missing, and officers were able to provide photos of the item. The miscellaneous items in the photo were found in Wierzbicki's possession when he was arrested. He is facing 2 counts of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, unarmed, and 1 count of first-degree theft. He is apparently not facing charges for the poop on the dock.
I'm having a tough time tonight. This is my last stab. Joyride, defecation.
Joyride, defecation.
I know, it's no good. Well, he stole a car and then he defecated on the dock.
Well, no, he burglarized the car. He didn't steal the car.
Well, I thought, yeah, okay. So see, it didn't work. I'm having a bad night. I don't have a lot tonight, but there you go. Talking FLA, we got a few more stories because I really want to get to the inappropriate moves in the pool. I thought there was something else. So I'll save that one. We always need a couple extras. This is the part where we name the show, and I'm going to lean on you heavily tonight because I might have a couple show notes, but I really like this one. You do have accessibility to the outdoors.
Well, you do. It's very true.
I love it. We're in survivor mode right now. I can't remember what story that was from. Pork is considered haram.
Haram.
Yeah. We got Slow Moving Chase. We got Marijuana Sheep. I got 2. I don't know if either of them are worthy, but I did like both these. I liked 379.3014.
I like that one as well.
And the other one I liked was, and I really like this, it's got to at least be a show note. Borrowed without permission.
Borrowed without permission.
I really like that. I couldn't see your writing, so I'm a little confused. I'm going to go with 4.
I only have 3.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd have much tonight.
First one I have was just something we said. I have not sheeped.
Yeah, that's a good one. We have not a lot of things. We got to get out more.
The next one, you said this, and up until a certain point, I said this is going to be my nomination for show name. They go bah.
Well, they do.
They do.
So I think we got a good show name coming up here, folks.
My nomination, although I will preface it, and I said I like 379 point whatever the fuck number that was.
That was hang on, 379.3014.
I like that, but my nomination for show name is a hoo-ha selfie.
I don't know how to spell it.
I spelled it WHOHA. Hoo-ha.
Oh, selfie. Well, that could be the only explanation. And I got to go with that because I was like drawing blanks. I had a lot of fun tonight. We had some good conversation. I think that 379.3014 will definitely be a show note. But yeah, a hoo-ha selfie. How else would you drop the phone while you're sitting down in an outhouse?
I have many, many questions that will forever remain unanswered.
Yeah. You always got Choo-Choo Frank AI.
Who will confuse us even further.
I know, but he will at least shed another opinion from the AI world. Ladies and gentlemen, it was great you're here. Big B's going to find out if the movie is still going. He might get some quiet time. I'm going to go get some dinner. And of course, I got to pee. I always have to pee.
Always.
But it was great having you here. Mike Jolitz did a great job as usual. And we will see you very soon. Say goodnight, Big B.
Later.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice.